Time for some warm up. Death match. A little warm up for the morning. Rah, rah, ooh. Cavalry Stone. Okay. Death match on Cavalry Stone. Came out looking right at me, too. Mm-hmm. I came in late. 5 kills. Or just to be an asshole. And good morning, viewer. Doing a little warm up this morning on deathmatch. Worse than getting an itch in your ear behind your headphones. Alright. Trying to profile check this little bitch. Privated. Actually gonna hack in deathmatch. Let's see what we got going on here. Now let's get over to some casual. Let's go see who's doing what.
Let's roll.
It's nice to have trash bags back that fit the actual situation.
Counter-terrorists win.
And the terrorists needed help.
Now is the time. Let's throw the flashback. Smoke!
Yeah, I managed to clear off 3 of them with a Desert Eagle. Ow, that's gonna hurt your back.
I'm planting the bomb. Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
I didn't kill 2 of them motherfuckers. As to blow it.
It is time now, my brothers. Throw in a flashbang. Throw in smoke. Smoke.
I got 88 and 1 hit on Daniel QM. Somebody put this bitch down for my assist at least. Just to die. This nerf herder needs to be put down, boys. Somebody put this nerf herder down. Damn it, Todd. Daniel, you're about to piss me off a little bit there, Daniel. Okay, you figured me out. Wait till you see what happens when I figure you out, Daniel.
Counter-terrorists win.
There we go. One vote for Inferno, everybody else went Cache. I love it.
Let's move out. Secure that weapon. Decoy. Flashbang.
Of course they're using ops. What else would these degenerates do right off the bat?
Let's go. Throwing smoke. Deploying flashbang. Oh.
83 on him and 47 on OPS.
Bomb has been planted.
Good dupe. I've already got a kill and an assist. Yes, I do.
Terrorists win.
Did I hit anybody for anything? 90. Nobody killed him though.
Let's go. Laying down smoke. Deploying flashbang. Smoke. Flashbang. Smoke. Incendiary out. Throwing a grenade. Bomb has been planted. Defusing the bomb. Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win. Lock and load. Throwing smoke. Throwing flashbang. Throwing a grenade. Flashbang. Throwing fire. Grenade out. Incendiary out. Throwing flashbang.
Oh, Lord God. Da-da-dan, da-da-dan, dan.
Terrorists win. Let's go. Laying down smoke. Deploying flashbang.
Bomb is at B. Bomb is at B. It's in the sunroom. Bomb is not at A.
Fire. Incendiary. Incendiary out. Fire in the hole. Throwing flashbang. Throwing.
Bomb is still not at A, boys.
Let's get this done. Throwing smoke. Flashbang. Grenade out.
Bomb is at A, guys. Bomb is at A in Squeaky.
Grenade out. Incendiary out.
Assist. That's your bomb down. Last man is in this back corner.
Incendiary. Let's go. Laying down smoke. Throwing flashbang. Deploying flashbang. Throwing fire. Throwing a grenade. Laying down smoke.
Last man's coming from A. He's coming in. I'm betting you above your head.
Incendiary out.
Oh. Terror is coming from heaven.
Affirmative. Go, go, go. Throwing fire.
Knew Dexter was there. Bomb is at A.
Throwing a grenade. Throwing smoke. Roger that. Fire in the hole. Rock and load. Smoke. Throwing smoke. Flashbang. Incendiary. Negative. Grenade out. Incendiary out. Laying down smoke.
Got 3 of them in Squeaky.
Roger that. Fire in the hole. Incendiary out. Deploying flashbang. Counter-terrorists win. Go, go, go! Negative. No. Throwing smoke. Smoke. Throwing fire. Incendiary. Throwing flashbang. Incendiary out. Grenade. Laying down smoke. Grenade out.
And he put him down.
Deploying flashbang.
Just
Deploying
bomb is
flashbang.
about to go down.
Throwing smoke. Grab your gear and let's go.
That was the bomb going down.
We did it.
I only got 1 kill and 5 assists that whole round. Wow. Infernioski. Infernioso. so. Oh, so, yeah. Oh. We'll do one more round and we're going to take a little break ski.
Grenade. Throwing flashbang. Grenade out. Incendiary.
Three clay pots and a chicken were sacrificed for our victory.
Throwing a grenade. Grenade out.
Just again. Yeah, one man left and he's walking away from the fucking bomb. Yes, he is a smart player. He knows to run and hide.
Counter-terrorists win.
Take the win while you can.
These fellas are gonna regret waking up this morning. Right into them. We're in the clear, lads. Grenade. Throwing fire. Smoke. Grenade out. Deploying flashbang.
No damage to anybody. Hey, and you guys better get there in a hurry. We got a dumbass gonna go check spawn anyway.
Throwing fire. I'm defusing the bomb. Crap. Come on, chop chop. Affirmative. Laying down smoke.
Bomb is down at the base of banana. Near mid. Bomb is headed towards T-spawn. Now it's going up mid.
Roger.
Believe they're in the apartments.
Counter-terrorists win. Go, go, go. Flashbang. Throwing smoke. Throwing a grenade. Incendiary out. Flashbang. Grenade out.
Got 91 on this. There's my assist. Bomb is in Mexico.
That's a negative.
Timo's going to try to round him. Why the bomb is staying put in Mexico, I don't know. Well, in a proof of sheer stupidity, Helium Pro Staff has finally moved himself out of Mexico, and he's going nowhere near either one of the bomb sites, which is guaranteed they're not going to plant in the next 10 seconds, which means we win another round for the CT side. Thank you, Helium Pro Staff, for being a dumbass.
Counter-terrorists win. Roger.
Bomb is down near T-spawn.
Smoke. Throwing fire.
Counter-terrorists win.
Gear up. We're going in. Throwing flashbang. Laying smoke. Incendiary out. Grenade. Grenade out.
I killed him before the flame got me. But I got him first. Ah.
Throwing fire. Grenade out. Incendiary. Flashbang.
Terrorists win.
Are we rushing in? Or are we doing this sneaky beaky like?
Excuse my rudeness.
Throwing flashbang. Grenade out. Grenade out. Grenade. Throwing a grenade. Throwing fire.
Counter-terrorists
Right to the fucking eye.
Terrorists win.
Roger that. Right, lads. We're on. Roger that. Throwing fire. Flashbang. Roger that. Laying down smoke. Throwing smoke. Deploying flashbang.
Bomb has been planted.
Pablo attempts to clutch the round for the CTs. The rest of the CT team waits with bated breath to see exactly how he pulls this stationary miracle shooting system off.
Terrorists win.
Roger. Move it, move it. Throwing flashbang. Throwing fire. Grenade out.
Move out of my sights, damn it. Go suck your own dick, Happy.
That's a piece of cake, Sweat. Roger that.
Just let's just look at Happy since he's our top fragger. Little bitch with a cheap Pikachu. Oh.
Terrorists win.
Roger that. Move it, son. Smoke. Throwing a grenade. Laying down smoke.
Okay, Happy, I know you want to suck my dick, but no, I'm not letting you suck my dick, you bitch.
Grenade.
Let's just do something like this. Let's report Happy for being a bitch.
Throwing smoke.
See if that makes Happy feel any better. Howdy, viewer. Happy, but if you are, well, you're a creeping little. Oh, and you're dead. Time to plant. We get the round.
Throwing fire.
Bomb has been planted.
That worked out wonderfully so.
Go, go, go. That's a no. Now you're right on. You're right on. Laying down smoke. Throwing fire. Throwing smoke. Grenade out. Smoke. Grenade out. Roger. Roger that. Roger.
60 in one hit. I killed the other bastard. What does it have me at? 5 kills, 6 assists, 9 deaths. Nah. Riley Reed. That profile picture you're using, Riley. I don't know who she is, but she's cute. 19 hours in the game.
It's us or them. We give them a spanking.
We're gonna go to Mirage, but hey. So far, I've had 0 luck opening cases. First 2 weeks I'm on Steam. Period. Back a year ago in June, I unboxed the Shadow Daggers.
Move it.
I haven't unboxed anything decent since. No knives. Period. No gloves.
Watch out. Sniper.
And it's not like I haven't spent the money trying.
I'm waiting here.
Which is the part that sucks. I spent a bunch of money.
Throwing smoke. Throwing a grenade. Grenade out. Deploying flashbang.
So here we go.
Grenade. Incendiary.
Okay, Mr. Happy wants to play that game, does he?
Bomb has been planted.
All right.
Grenade out. Throwing fire.
Huh.
Diffusing.
Terrorists win.
We're on. That's a negative.
Okay, we got new videos from him.
Grenade out.
Video from Bitwit.
Grenade.
We saw the hot dog toaster. We got a new one from Upgrade My PC. Fast Repairs just put out a new video today. Okay. Good content to go check out here in a minute. And here we are. This is what I. Oh,
I'm defusing the bomb.
Terrorists win.
Let's go. Laying down smoke.
yeah. All right.
Throwing a grenade. Throwing fire. Throwing flashbang. Flashbang.
Counter-terrorists win.
Come on, chop chop.
All right.
Laying down smoke.
Let's just lay down a smoke and blind everybody from being able to shoot anything. Yeah. Genius. Oh wait, the word I'm looking for is you're a moron. Of course, because they left A unguarded.
Grenade out. Decoy. Diffusing.
Time. Wow. Very tight.
Remember, this isn't the killing house anymore. This is real life. Throwing smoke.
So many people that do not know how to throw or where to throw a smoke properly.
Throwing flashbang. Smoke.
Right now, all of them are pretty much in Sniper's Nest.
Throwing a grenade.
That's funny. Nothing worse than itch behind your headphones in your ear. And hello to the second viewer. All right. See what size that comes up looking like now. Spot that now. Couldn't see it previously. Screen closer into the situation. But I've got to rearrange a lot of desking for that.
Now that's a no. Throwing
And we're back down to one viewer. The other one apparently did not stick around.
deploying flashbang. Deploying flashbang.
Happy with one shot.
Deploying flashbang.
Apparently he died relatively quickly after that, so. Loss. He is rushing towards A with. one man near A, but he's potentially going to get him, but did get him.
Move it, son. Throwing fire. Incendiary out.
I got Milo for 35, and I got the other guy for 16. No, I got myself for 16, but apparently stepping in my own fire. Damn it. Oh well. Did not kill me, Captain. There goes Milo. Edible cannabis the cure. I really do believe that. Time that the government gets off the marijuana is deadly bullshit bandwagon and tells the truth.
Grenade out. Let's have at it, mates.
All right. And
Throwing smoke.
you know, when you throw that smoke that totally blinds us, it's a worthless smoke. You just screw us.
Grenade out. Smoke. Throwing flashbang.
Let's see, I put 29 into Happy, and that was apparently a kill shot, 'cause I believe Happy is dead. Cannabis gets your ass to B. Nobody's dying at A. There's nobody shooting at you at A.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
Could have heard somebody planting the bomb, and he walks right past him.
Gear up. We're going in.
Please don't throw any smokes in the apartment this time.
Laying down smoke. Smoke. Incendiary. Grenade out. Decoys
Or
out.
fucking. You smoked us into the blind, and you wasted a firebomb. That's why.
Flashbang. Deploying flashbang.
Shopping for fucking weapons. What a dumbass.
Defusing the bomb.
Bomb has been defused.
Oh.
Terrorists win.
Move it, move it. Throwing flashbang. Throwing a grenade. Throwing fire.
Big fat turkey for 88. So. Down, please. So far, everybody who stepped into that doorway keeps dying. I had to run away from their bomb.
Terrorists win.
I won the round anyway.
Right, lads. We're on. Laying down smoke. Throwing smoke. Throwing smoke.
God, every shot missed him. Iron to the right. For marketing.
Flashbang.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
Let's make this right as rain. Need support now. Need support. Need backup. Throwing smoke. Throwing fire.
That pretty much stopped them dead in their tracks. I got Squishy and the Knob. Or dead Knob. Assist on him with a 48 for one hit to the head. Hit to the head with a Desert Eagle, I don't know. Valve. And he's attempting to come up behind them with an op. But now he's attempting just not to go anywhere near him. He's protecting his op in casual.
Counter-terrorists win.
Winner there now, boys.
Gear up. We aren't going on a windy walk here. Incendiary out. Laying down smoke. Grenade. Deploying flashbang.
Would be kind of stupid to kick your, or did they kick Turkey? Due to the round and goes AFK off the bat. Somebody on the T side is kick happy because now everybody's getting kicked.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
Are we rushing in, or are we going sneaky beaky like?
He over there doesn't like Mr. Happy at all. Happy must have pulled his childish little stunts again.
Smoke. Throwing flashbang. Grenade out. Flashbang.
I was looking down. I should have been looking up. This for Shiites and Eagles. What's the story on it? Tenant 24 rank, first run through the mill. 158 hours on record.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
All right. time to actually do some productive type work. But let's see what's going on with the Valve web page, seeing as it won't open correctly in their overlay. See. Invite. Average game completion rate of 19%. 520 hours of CSGO. He's played golf with friends. Euro Truck Simulator. Well, you lost it on one respect, Yeet. Sorry. Find the little swastika's funny. It's not cute. It's not edgy. It's just ever a waste of air sometimes. Alex Jones is it. Now YouTube should not have current live play up available yet. Shows it's still live now because I am still live now. What am I thinking? Of course, we have the Unbox Junkie this morning. Who'd have thunk you'd ever needed a product? A toaster specifically designed to toast hot dog buns and 2 hot dogs at the same time, so you can pop the buns straight out toasted and have your hot dogs done. Throw the mustard and ketchup and relish on them, and away you go. Truthfully, I thought it was cute, but I was not overly impressed because, well, I don't need a whole lot of hot dogs. But that's just me. How to fix a broken heart.
Over time, improvements in technology have produced engines that are easier to
thing you
sustain,
don't
more fuel
wanna
efficient,
do.
and more reliable.
Hard drive.
Hello everybody, this is Abraham with No Short Computer Services, and today I'd like to show you a hard drive that I think has heads stuck on a platter. The reason I know that is from the noise that it makes. If we plug it in,
Yeah.
you can hear the beeping noise unstuck.
One thing you should never
So we'll
do with a
just
hard drive,
Take the screws out.
open it up in a non-clean room. Clean room is just drastically important. Gonna clean dust and stuff out of it, but you still have the contamination of dust and stuff getting in it. And that's a 7,200 RPM constant spinning disc in there.
There's one more screw hidden somewhere
And-
beneath the label.
Dust is
Just
like a
kinda
piece of
feel it
sandpaper. It will destroy
under it. Okay. We'll
splatter.
let's get a screwdriver here.
And screwdriver's not a good animal to use. Guitar picks, plastic guitar picks,
Alright. So,
worth their weight in gold.
okay. As
But if
we
you never knew
can
it, that's what the
see,
inside of your
heads
regular
are
hard drive looks like.
stuck on a platter.
SATA, not SSD though.
I'm not sure why this would happen, but I have seen this happen several times. So, how do we get the heads off the platter and into the park position? Okay. The best thing to do is turn the platter. So let's see, we can use our trusty screwdriver. And it's not going to like it. Opa! Alright. So the heads are off. Most likely this hard drive will start and it'll most likely work. There is some dust particles on the drive, on platters.
And that's
I'm
why
not
you
too
do it in a
concerned
clean
about
room.
those, because once the hard drive starts spinning, it'll centrifugal force will get rid of those
Not
particles.
always a
And,
guarantee.
before the
though,
head
folks.
actually starts moving onto the hard drive. Surface is polished adapter, SATA to USB. Alright. And as you can see, the hard drive is mounting. I don't hear the beeping noises. There it is, scanning. I'll just cancel that. Folder view, and there you go. The hard drive is working. Okay. Do not.
Really funny part about the whole deal. I've been working in computers for almost 18 years now. Never had a hard drive beep at me, ever. I've had them click because the read head gets stuck and jammed. First thing they tell you is don't take that cover off unless you're in a clean environment. Hard drive. Box. If you're gonna do it, something like this.
Millions have had a wide range of aches and pains relieved by Bayer
Once
Aspirin,
the commercial
a wondrous
goes
little pill
past.
that can also help save your
Normal air usually. The measurements I mentioned.
Of course, he's building his own clean room
Because
out
it's
of
not necessary.
plexiglass.
For the next section of the
Which
video,
is
you'll notice that the original
Perfectly okay.
small access holes so that you don't get rid of any dust. It's also very important to thoroughly wipe down everything that you want to put into the enclosure, otherwise you may introduce unwanted particles. So now it's time to stress test mine. I opened up
Now.
the hard drive inside the enclosure and had someone beat it on an unusually dusty cushion next to the filter. After a few minutes I took a photo of the platters to check for any dust. During the whole test, the vacuum cleaner was on to test the system to its limits. However, it's generally a good idea to have the vacuum cleaner only on for a minute or two and then turn it off and put the cap over its hole, after which you can begin working on the drive. This method just means that it's less likely for anything to be sucked into the enclosure whilst you're working. So, there we have it. Thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe as
How to make a homemade clean room. It's functional and it works. theoretically, a engineer would tell you the clean room should cover your entire arm so no flakes of skin could get in there. But that's not always, that important. Of course, you can buy professional made clean rooms. Let's see, I don't know if they even offer them, but I bet there's a possibility. Hard drive. Clean room brings up any search results. No. So, they don't even offer one for sale on Newegg, which is one of but that part of it is what it is what it is. As it stands now, here and get things taken. I'll be back broadcasting in how often do you play? I play CSGO pretty much every day, usually from 9 or 10 till 1 in the morning. Now, to be off and on, depending on if I have customers come in. Let's face it, when it's time to make the money, I got to go make the money. Unfortunately, the money's been so slow, I've been playing a lot of CSGO. As a general rule, 6-8 hours a day, easy. Yeeters, okay. Sorry about that. Just, things I just don't like. I think that was you that put the friend request in. Yeah, the little swastika things. Just, if that wasn't you, I apologize, but either way, it is. My, customer base has not been good enough that I've actually been working more than playing. Hence the reason, let me see, because I don't even remember the number myself right now. Let's see, what is my number? And I think just looking at my profile should tell me, I can't remember for sure, 3,188 hours. This is June, July, August, September. I've had the game for a year and 3 months, and I put 3,188 hours in it so far. I'd play Payday 2 if the damn thing would actually work, but it won't even start. Keeps giving me this error about settings file corrupted, and nobody has had a functioning repair how to get past that damn thing. So I uninstalled it. Deus Ex Mankind, I just was not impressed. 25 gig download, thank God the game was free, I didn't pay for it. But yeah, it's probably from facing away, unfortunately. Here's what I ran into. As a matter of fact, while you're listening, you tell me what you think, because I can adjust, fortunately. I use a program called Virtual Banana to get all my game audio and microphones into the stream. And I use it for one reason. This microphone has what seems to be bad static to it, so I have to turn the gain up to 6.0 or better to get rid of the noise. But if I drop the noise out, the gain out, do you hear that background static in the actual broadcast? You can slightly hear it at 6, and to see at 6, when I stop talking, period, it drops out. But if I turn my head away from the microphone, as you said, like this, it doesn't always pick up everything correctly because I'm not talking straight into the microphone. That is an issue. And I think the whole overall is my XLR to USB adapter cable is where the problem lies. I only had to turn it up to 1 on my powered boom mic for my broadcast machine, which for some reason that microphone isn't working now. Worked before I reloaded Windows 10, but now it's not working. I don't know what happened with that. But that microphone is not as clear and crisp. And eventually I will be able to get enough money to actually buy a higher grade. Show you what I'm looking at. XLR to USB mic control. I think I'm calling it the right thing. Let's just go XLR micro. That's I spelled accessories wrong. They make, here's one, here's an example of one. This one's a low dollar one. This phantom mic power supply and then USB straight into the computer. Although no, that one's not actually supposed to go straight to, it's just a booster. That's not what I want. Of course, they have high dollar mixing tables like this one, which isn't bad. But it's a little overkill for the space on the desk. Actually saw one the other day that one of the guys had, see, that one's $288. Using it, had displayed in one of his YouTube videos as a excessively good working piece of equipment. It's like $69. Again, it's getting the money to purchase said item. Right now, me and extra cash just isn't happening. Of course, the second I want to find the damn thing to show it to somebody, I can't find the damn thing. I can find plenty of excessively high dollar stuff, but I'm not finding what I'm. But yeah, that cable I think is where my noise problem is at. Super Hub. But I think you get the point of what I'm talking about. I just need a better quality method of getting the XLR mic until I get one. Unfortunately, I have to deal with that, and I had to just remember, quit turning your head away from the microphone. The only other choice spend the money and buy a new microphone. Now, that's a little expensive for $240. There are some. Let me see if I can remember the name of this correctly. I know I'm going to spell it wrong. Yeah. There are some low-end prices on you Blue Yetis. These are supposed to be top of the line. A lot of the broadcasters are using them. Plus the little microphone radius adapter to hang it above you and have the little shroud around it. Oh boy. But yet they are in and of themselves aren't exactly cheap. Color wise doesn't matter. Yeah, Amazon's a good place to look also. Let me see here. The main reason I tend to stick with Newegg, I have been buying from Newegg for the last 12 years. They've never screwed me. They've never messed up an order. Well, the only time that, well, they did mess an order up one time. And I was actually very good about the situation. They sent me a box, and I could have been an asshole and just kept the stuff. In the box was everything I ordered. But also in the box was almost a about $12,800 Pentium Intel i7 chip. And 64 gig of DDR4 RAM that wasn't mine. And I called him and said, hey, there's a bunch of extra crap in my order that's not supposed to be here. And I told him, well, we didn't even have anybody order that stuff. We don't know how it ended up in there. Would you be so kind as to say, I said, I've already got it boxed up. You just send me a shipping label. I'll send it back to you. I don't like taking things that ain't mine. Of course, there's just the blue snowballs, which are actually cheaper, but I don't care. There's got to be some nostalgic thing or anything, but a good microphone would be better than this one as far as being able to function. Now, my powered one, if it would work right, what makes it nice, because it actually has a 9-volt battery, that not a 9-volt, but a AAA battery that you put into the microphone itself. This room itself is 16 by 24. And I can go into the farthest corner from this microphone, and it will pick up every word I say as if I was standing right here next to it. I mean, the damn thing is just powerful as all hell. But it doesn't sound as crisp and clean as this one does when I stay with it. Let me see something here. I haven't tried this before. Yeah, I can copy, but I don't know. Copy. Up. You won't actually see this happen because it's on a separate computer. Um, oh shit. I'm on a separate keyboard that's nowhere near me, and getting up there to do all that stuff is just a bit of a pain. He's backspace. Shit. Therein lies the irrelevant dumbness of it. It also puts in 20s. Either. Fortunately, there. I will get to it. I do it the old-fashioned way if I have to. And I've seen some of the other streamers use some really, really fancy microphones, and they are nice mics. Just never have paid attention to what their name brand was. And of course, most of them have them hanging above their head, which is very handy. Hell, this one being on a boom is worth its weight in gold. When I need to get it out of the way, I can move it out of the way. I don't per se want to have one that sits on the desk right in front of me because that's going to get in the way. And of course, I'm not so fancy yet as that I need a wireless mic system. That's a little bit overkill for my purposes. All right, let's do that way. Let's go www.amazon.com/DP/BO1 EXOMAY6. That got me. Sorry we couldn't find that page for Duke. Zeros, not O's. Okay. That would explain a lot. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for. Unfortunately, it's currently unavailable. And I will tell you, if you've ever had one, apparently you do. You said you had one. The only thing I didn't like about this microphone was that bass piece. Really kind of chintzy. And not totally stable when you tighten that little thumb screw up to adjust the tension. But fortunately, I kind of got lucky. I have Dad, before he passed, was a big yard sale person. And he went to a yard sale and he picked up I think I can get it into the camera frame, maybe not. Move it. He picked up this light boom, putting light over your workspace. And it's handy as all get out, filthy as all hell because I haven't used it in 4 years. So I dug it out the other day. But its base piece that hooks to the table was manufactured years ago. Big ass chunk of aluminum and a big flat aluminum plate on the bottom and these long ass screws to mount it. But the top plate is aluminum that thick. It's like that by that square and then that tall with the hole in the middle of it for the boom. That's the exact same hole that this boom microphone takes, so guess where the boom microphone's hooked on? Not onto that cheap ass base plate that came with the boom stand to begin with. Right. Yeah, that swivel screw is not worth a damn. Other than that, it's doing a good job holding the light up, which I don't even have a light bulb in it right now. Eventually I'll do that. I just haven't done that because I haven't procrastinated a little bit. I'm assuming yeah, I could always talk louder, and one of the things I have worked with, I don't know, it should, I try not to go too much. Right now I'm bumped 2.7 decibels above what they call the perfect decibel range on the microphone volume. I can turn it up to about 8, but then I think I become overpowering. So I've tried to keep it down around 2 to 3 just so I don't overblast people's ears. The main reason I'm using the Virtual Banana, of course, like I said, is for that mic gain, to be able to cut that static noise out of the mic. But it also gives me the beautiful feature of hooking up multiple microphones and being able to adjust and to control them individually as to which one goes to stream and which one goes to the actual game. But I could also use it with a virtual patch cable to tie my Skype into it in case I want to do a combo Skype call with another player, or if I want to patch audio from I hate it when I forget a goddamn name. I really do. First off, I don't need that running. Discord. There's what the word I couldn't remember. I can patch my Discord straight into the Virtual Banana right through to my stereo mix and out to the HDMI cable, which then goes over to broadcast machine and straight to what you guys hear. So that gives me the ability to mix more things in that I can't do with the software that came with my Elgato capture card. Which of course is one of the sweetest little pieces of equipment I've ever purchased. see what the stream quality looks like right now. If you go over to my YouTube channel, which is the same name, that old guy playing CSGO, the virtual banana, I mean, not the virtual banana, but the Elgato software allows me to do what they call flashback recording. And at first I thought, God, it's the computer that's broadcasting's only got 4 gig of RAM in it. I thought, that's the problem why it's taken so damn long. If I leave out the camera overlay, and I leave out the overlay that shows my donations, this, that, and the other, and just the recording and the game audio, it'll actually render anywhere from 6 to 12 gigabyte video file in about 20 minutes or less at full 1080p 60 frames per second. So if you look at my YouTube channel and you see one of my uploads that does not have the camera or the overlay in it, those videos are full 1080p and nice and crisp and perfectly clean in every movement. You don't get that little fuzzy stuff you get once in a while when you're running in the 970 format. But I had to broadcast in that because my internet upload speed, it's supposed to be 2 megabytes per minute or per second, is actually 1.7. And they don't offer anything faster, and they tell me they won't offer anything faster. Which is a bite in the ass because it cost me 2 jobs as doing online support because I had to have at least 3 megabytes upload speed to qualify for the job, and I fell short of the mark. Now, if I leave the video overlays into when I do a render, if I leave the video overlays in it, then it takes 2 hours to do the damn video. So leaving the overlays out speeds up the video completion, by a third. Or down, actually shortens it by 2/3. So that Elgato flashback capture is just like titties and beer. I love it. Pass on that piece of equipment, spend any day of the week. That's the best money ever spent. Plus, because it does have things in it that I didn't know about until I started doing some reading the other day. In the broadcast settings, it gives me options of where I want to broadcast to, and it gives me like 8 or 9 different places I can broadcast to. And I didn't know it until I saw somebody else's video on YouTube the other day, and I thought, well, I've never heard of this. Let me look into it. So I did some studying, just a little quick reviews and things like that, and everybody's saying nothing but good things about it. And his video introduced me to a program called Restream, which when I looked, it was in the Elgato software to use Restream. So I went over to Restream and I said, okay, let's look at this. 30 platforms. I signed up. I connected my Twitch account to it. I picked my Twitch channel and my Yahoo channel, and I said yes and yes and put in the information, and then hit stream. And now every time I stream, I'm streaming straight to my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel, both at the same time live. Which now allows me to keep where previously Twitch was getting everything and YouTube would get a highlight reel, or once in a while I would just go over and play on YouTube. But YouTube's broadcast specs are a little tighter, a little harder to, not harder to work with, but just a little more repressive compared to Twitch's. Well, now that I can broadcast everything straight to Restream, they automatically do all the shit that Yahoo wants done exactly this way and fires a signal off at Yahoo, and I have broadcast to YouTube and Yahoo both at the same time. YouTube and Twitch. And I could choose... Oh, wrong button, Nathan. Wrong button. Don't need the control panel. With Restream, I could literally, you can broadcast up to 30 different places at one time. I've looked at some of these other ones. They really don't have a lot going for them. Mixer, already on YouTube, even though they say there's YouTube and YouTube Gaming, it's still the same channel. It gets broadcast on both of them, doesn't matter. But then you have YouTube Stream Now, YouTube Events, you have Upstream, Mob Crush, Smashcast, VK Live, Periscope. As you can see on the screen, there's Vive or V Live, Vaughn Live, Niconico, Live EDU, Vapors TV, Livehouse, CaveTube, Stream Me. But most of these are foreign languages. Most of them only have like 1,000 people watching whatever channels are actually on them. So I haven't really seen a purpose in streaming to those locations as of yet. But it's a very handy little program for getting to stream 2 different things at one time without having to have double the internet and 2 different computers to do 2 different sets of streaming. Which could be done, but it's a bit of a pain in the ass. They've given me a free version of doing it without having to do all that shit. So that's a win-win for me. Past that, I just spend my day either gaming, reading and learning new stuff, or testing the new stuff I've learned, as far as like my recent one has been the progression from SAT hard drives to SSD hard drives to NVMe hard drives. And surprisingly, it makes one hell of a difference on equipment response in your gameplay. And I'm very happy with that fact, because it's been very, well, it was informative to learn it, but it's also allowed me to adjust and make my game better. And to just give you an idea, my SAT hard drive, which I originally had all my files, operating system and game all installed on, to lock my sights on a target and keep my sights on that target, I was having to set my mouse sensitivity at 3.8. I then moved my operating system onto the SSD hard drive and left my games on the other SAT hard drive, and I was actually able to down that sensitivity from 3.8 to 2.4, because the SSD communicates at 500 megabytes a second, where the SAT hard drives communicate at 100 megabytes per second. So I had been studying everything and all the new stuff on the new NVMe hard drives, or the M.2 hard drives. And unfortunately, my motherboard didn't have an M.2 slot. So I bought a PCI adapter and mounted it all up. And Windows 10 saw it and installed to it. Perfect. My motherboard would not give me the ability to boot to it. So I ended up buying a new motherboard that would take my processor and my RAM, swapped all of that over, And now I'm booting to an NVMe hard drive for my operating system. I moved all my game files over onto the SSD hard drive and then installed Steam to the SSD hard drive. And that way I didn't have to re-download my games. They were already considered as being there and went to operation at that immediately. But with the NVMe hard drive, which is only, I've got a low budget one, which is only 1,000 megabytes a second, I now have my mouse sensitivity down to 1.5. So I've gone from 3.8 to 1.5, and the best NVMe hard drives, or M.2 hard drives, are 3,200 megabytes per second. I could conceivably get that mouse sensitivity down around 7 if I had the faster of the NVMe hard drives. But until I get around to getting rich, which, wish me luck, I've bought another Powerball ticket for tonight. If I win the Powerball, I'm gonna have a brand new everything. What the fuck am I talking about? If I hit the Powerball for the big one, I have a brand new Harley out front, parked next to my old Harley. I have a brand new Ryzen Threadripper computer built so I can stream and broadcast off the same machine. And I will have the newest microphones and a high dollar camera, and I will set this place up. Boom, boom, boom. It'll be all titties and beer within a month, big time. But I don't win the lottery. I can only try. Let's find out. Powerball. Tonight's Powerball is worth approximately $115 million. Taking the cash payout, that means I would get probably neighborhood of $60 million cash, or 74.1 million cash value. Then once you lose 28% of that to the government, that still gives me $50 million cash value. I think I could live on $50 million for a while. I think I could buy my new Harley, buy a pickup truck, because right now the only thing I own is a Harley. I don't have a four-wheeled vehicle at all. But I would have one hell of a computer sitting here, because if you haven't seen any of this, the information on the new AMD Ryzen processors and the top of the line Threadripper processor from in the Ryzen brand, these puppies are scary awesome. I don't know, how much do you know about actual computers? As far as mechanical wise. Most of the Intel i7 processors are a 4 or 8 core processor with either 8 to 12 threads. Okay, so you understand everything I'm saying then. Then you've looked at the Ryzen Threadripper at 16 cores and 32 threads. And what I'm waiting to find out about, what I'm really wanting to see happen, they've only put 2 processors on that chip, but the die is big enough for 4. When AMD puts 2 more cores or 2 more processors in that Threadripper and makes it a full 4-core Threadripper, at that point you're talking 32 cores and 64 threads of computing. Well, it'd just be that. It'd be a computing monster. And the big saving grace to it, CPUs, desktop. Just as a top right now, a KB Lake quad core will set you back 300. iCore 9, which is their new, this is going to be our top of the line chip, anywhere from $900 to $1,100. Now they're only offering you 12 cores and 24 threads on that KB Lake, or on the Skylake actually, in the i9. By the same token, Ryzen Threadripper you can get the 16 core 32 thread for $999. It's $1,000. Yeah, you can do that. Now there's your other problem too, though. Most of your dual core motherboards require, or not require, but are higher dollar prices. Most of the Threadripper motherboards aren't that high priced, and unlike Intel, which only gives you, well, we're going to give you so many upgrades, so many this many CPU cores, and they kind of dole it out a little here, a little there, once a year, and give a price increase. AMD dumped the entire top of the line right off the bat. Every processor unlocked, period, for $300 less, and in some cases almost $1,000 less than some of the Intel chips. And then when you get into the motherboards, one thing I haven't studied a lot of the Intel stuff because I haven't been a big Intel fan at all. This is the board I want the most of all. It's a $400 board roughly. But what makes this board so interesting, and I know you've seen this, you know what I'm going to say here when I say it, which sometimes that picture doesn't open right there. It is. These things are a quad channel memory. So you're getting memory on both sides of the processor. So each processor has its own bank of memory chips on both sides to work from, 2 of each side going to one processor, 2 of each side going to the other processor, and each processor at times can use the other banks, and that's how they get into that 64 lanes of PCI and just kick some serious ass. Now as far as the RGB lighting, I'm not a big fan of RGB. It's not that big a deal. 90% of my customers take their computer home, open the little door, hook it up, slide it in, and shut the door over and never see that shit. Eye candy for the masses is all it is. The other thing I like about this Aorus board from Gigabyte is that the NVMe hard drives, there are 3 of them on this board, and all 3 of them have their own built-on heat sinks on them to help keep them cool. That's a win-win in and of itself. And 1, 2, 3 video card slots, so you could actually do triple SLI and really have a killer. If you weren't gaming, you could turn it into an Ethereum miner and let it do some mining for a couple hours and make some cash for you. But for right now, that's down the line. And I have a bottom of the page, since there's so much stuff here. Button. I have a wish list for my Threadripper build, and it is $2,500 and something, $529 in parts. And actually, I have to adjust that price because they now have come out with the water cooling blocks for the Ryzen specific processors, which are much bigger and they cool better. So that Fractal Design cooler will actually come out and it will get replaced with a Ryzen specific water block system. But just, I went low budget at 2400 with only 32 gig of RAM instead of the 64 or the 128 the board will hold. But if I hit the lottery, it'll get the whole full 128. I went with a 250 gig Samsung 960 EVO M.2 drive and the 1950X 16-core Threadripper with 32 threads. And of course the Gigabyte motherboard, and then an NZXT case, which I like this case. I picked this case over the other ones for one simple reason. That's a plexiglass. No, it's not a plexiglass on that one. I said that wrong. One of them has a plexiglass cover. The others are tempered glass. God, if you've got kids around, tempered glass is a bad thing to have around. What's my job? Well, this technically is my job. I run my own computer repair store. Unfortunately, I'm in a very small community of less than 3,000 people, less than 2,000 actually. So my customer base is relatively small, and unfortunately, 90% of the people are doing everything on their cell phones now. So I'm not seeing the customer flow I used to get. Comes in spurts, and unfortunately it's been very spurty recently. But that's the case I'm going to use. And then the rest of it you see in the list is just money. And I even threw in a 4 terabyte storage drive just to put the stuff on it that I don't want to lose, like photos and documents. I'll save all that crap to a second drive. But that's $2,500. The next most comparable to it, which is one of the units I looked at doing for a giveaway on my Twitch channel, which no one ever actually even offered to buy a raffle ticket for. I had put together an i7 gaming computer, which the prices on these parts have actually come down. It started off at $2,100 for the parts. They're now down to $1,400 to build an i7 gaming rig. Of course, at the time I put those specs together, I didn't know about the M.2 hard drives, so I didn't incorporate one of those into the build, which anything I build now will have an M.2 hard drive for the operating system. So even though this is still a damn good gaming computer, its specs have totally changed now as far as what I would put in it and what I would not put in it. Now here's the gigabyte version of that same giveaway for $1,900 in parts with an iCore 7. Basically the same parts, so these parts just haven't come down in price, and that's using the Kaby Lake 4.2. But I also sprang for a 1070 GTX 1070 video card, not the 1060 in the other one. Of course, that Cool Master Elite cases, which is what mine is built in, I won't ever buy another one of them. The shitty case for cable management, period. And then for my standard, just regular customers, if they want something really kick-ass in a gaming unit, but they don't want to spend the Threadripper money because they're not, say, broadcasting or doing rendering, or they're just gaming, a nice little Ryzen 1800X 8-core, 4 gig turboed. Let's see, what did it price out at? Where's the total price? It doesn't give me it in the, actually that video card there, the 1080 FE is out of stock, but that one priced out at, that's not even going to show me the price right now. Okay, never mind. So yeah, here's the other Ryzen. This is 1700 8-core. And it's $851 for it. It's a good unit as far as a gaming rig goes. And it might you might be able to game and stream on it at the same time on an 8-core. So it would function for both to some extent. I still wouldn't try video rendering and gaming at the same time. That might be a little bit too much for it. But for $851 in parts plus my assembly fee, I could still build the computer for less than $1,200. The Threadripper, anything, if I build a Threadripper, matter of fact, on my Threadripper build, you're right, that's one thing I don't have in there is a video card. Because when I laid this out, I had intended to just go ahead and use my 1060 out of this unit here, because that's what I already had. But if it comes down to it and I hit the lottery, you can pretty well bet it will get a Radeon 1060. I mean a 1080. Unfortunately, most of them aren't so cheap. Some of the EVGAs aren't so bad priced, but when you and not slighting the EVGAs, they're a damn good video card. There are a couple of different video cards like the MSI, which are just a little bit better. Plus 3 more gigs of RAM on the on the MSI over the EVGA at $589. You're talking roughly $200 more to go 11 gigs of RAM into the video card, which is a win-win. And of course, the only other thing that's not in the Threadripper, let me do this and add to wish list, and I'm going to add that to my Threadripper wish list. Only other thing I would add to my wish list would be where are they? Well, that's not what I was looking for either. We'll either step up to a 44K monitor. At the minimum, I will get a 144 megahertz monitor. Because the prices really aren't bad right now. You know, $700 is not bad on one of those monitors for what you're going to get out of it. But I will definitely push it to the 4K monitor point. Actually, it'll probably be a little bit higher than that because I'll do two of them. One for the gaming, one to put the broadcast software, so I have them side by side. Because right now, my biggest drawback is my second computer screen. My towers are both here on my desk immediately to my right hand here. Boom. So the monitor for the broadcast machine is mounted up on the wall to my right, about 5 foot off the floor. And I don't always remember to look over and see things when someone says something in chat, which has been... And I don't have sound on that monitor. Therefore, when I get a notification that somebody either followed or donated, I get no audio from it, so I don't get a cue that, hey, somebody donated something, say something. So I keep missing those, and a lot of people like to have someone say something when they donate that way, or they follow that way. They get their little 5 minutes of fame. And I need to fix that, and one of the ways I can fix it, which I just haven't done, is to order. Matter of fact, I'm just going to do that right now, as a matter of fact. I need... Wow. I won't argue with that price. At that price, I'll buy two of them. I'll take the free shipping because it's a small package. I don't have to have it. Order me some HDMI cables, which I've been meaning to do. I've just been procrastinating to do it. And right now I've got a little extra money. I'll go ahead and do it. Yes, I've read the terms. Place the order. No, I don't want to do that. Not on a cable. So now I have a set of HDMI cables coming. I can hook that monitor up with HDMI instead of VGA, which would then let me use audio. Cool beans. Now, the only thing I would suggest you do, I'm not a big fan of gigantic hard drives and everything being on one hard drive. Get another hard drive as a backup point. Well, I would say edit out the shipping info, but I am actually a business that is in the business of selling computers. So people knowing where I'm at is not actually a bad thing. And it allows them to contact me, whatever. It has its drawbacks. I I've had to been I've been very I guess I could say pins and needles for the last 4 weeks around here. And unfortunately, Twitch has been the cause of my pins and needles. I'll explain that here in a second, but what I was going to show you, what I have done, I can show you real easy enough. I have the NVMe hard drive for my operating system. I have the SSD hard drive for my Steam games. Then I have a terabyte hard drive which has other files on it. Another 500 gig hard drive which has my iTunes on it. Then I have a totally empty 500 terabyte because I just upgraded from that 500 to a 1 terabyte drive to store all my iTunes movies on. So I have all my files on separate storage hard drives. But what I wanted to show you, in case you didn't know this is very, very handy to know. I'm going to assume you may know it, but a lot of people don't know it because no one ever tells you this stuff. When you click on this PC in Windows 10, of course, it shows you all your quick shorts to your documents, your music, your downloads, whatnot. But say on downloads, you right click on it and you go to properties. You have a location tab and you can go move it. And as you'll notice, this one says K downloads folders. And my music says K downloads folders, as does my pictures, my videos, and my documents, and my desktop. That way, anytime I right-click and send something to a folder, or my download saves it to the picture folder, it automatically moves all those files over onto the K drive and keeps them off of the NVMe hard drive, period. So nothing ever gets installed in the NVMe hard drive or saved to it, because it all automatically saves it to another hard drive. So for whatever reason, if this NVMe hard drive with 72 gigs of free space takes a dump on me, all the stuff that I don't want to lose is still over here on the K, the H, and the G drives. Then to back all that up, I have a PowerEdge 310T Dell server with SAS6 hard drives in it, which is my Samba backup server, which has all my documents, downloads, movies, music, pictures, TV shows, videos, Windows 10 backup from when I did the last reload, and a few extra little overlay clips for my Twitch stuff on it. So not only do I have the files in their original locations on their respective hard drives, I also have the same files backed up to a 2 terabyte Ubuntu Linux storage drive over on the server. So if something goes really, really shitty with my system, the stuff that I don't want to lose is still across the room in that server, which just keeps me a happy individual. Because there ain't nothing worse than losing all your shit at one time, which is why I don't like one gigantic hard drive, period. Now, I'm assuming because you said you're in school, you're under the age of 30. So you may or may not have heard this saying in life, But it is one of those sayings that when you were my age, you heard a lot. Never keep all of your eggs in the same basket. Hence, if you're out to the chicken coop and you're picking up eggs and you got them all in one basket, and you stumble and fall and break all the eggs are gone. You got your eggs in two baskets and you stumble and fall and one basket of them don't get broke, you got half your eggs still left over. That rule of thumb applies to computers, period. Multiple hard drives, multiple storage places, and a backup hard drive that is nowhere near the computer. And if possible, when you do your backup, just move your files or don't use a backup program, because that'll put it in a giant zip folder. You can't go for just one file. You got to back the whole damn thing up. Copy and paste into individual documents, downloads, favorites, videos, pictures, movies, and then unhook that backup drive and put it in a fireproof box. Because if your backup is on a shelf above the computer and the house burns down and they both melt into the same pile of ick, your backup is just as worthless as the computer is. Different locations. Grab the right mouse, Nathan. I really haven't used Discord a lot. See, that is pound 1630. That's for servers. Copy that. Close that. Friends, all. Server to join. I don't want that. Where is the add a friend button at? Pending. Add a friend. There we go. Paste. As long as I type that correctly. Yep, there it went. All right, got that taken care of. Yep, gotcha. I myself have got to go too, because I'm going to watch some YouTube videos and see what the newest tech that they've got viewed today. See who's done what and kind of idiots did something fail-worthy on Twitch. And then in about a half hour or so, I'll go back into gaming. 5-second delay on what? On Discord or on the Twitch? Well, a little bit, but not enough that you still can't get stream sniped. That's what I was talking earlier. You know, at my pins and needles right now. I literally have a 10-year-old stalker who was actually on my friends list and was following me into every game He logged in, was watching me on Twitch under a different name, telling me how I needed to get that guy that was killing me every time he'd kill him back. And I started suspecting things, and when I realized, he said something, I'm going, wait a minute. Okay, now you just said something you shouldn't have said, because that just told me everything. And he kept wanting me to add him, and I said, okay, I'll add you. I went to add him, and it says, because I actually, the other name that was in the kept following me, I'd logged out and went into another game, and here comes the same guy with a changed nickname, but when I looked at his aliases, yeah, it's the same kid. So I blocked him. Well, then this kid, add me, and there it was, you can't add this guy because you've already got him blocked under this nickname. The little shit went as far as to call my office 100 times straight. No, not Happy. No, Happy was just a today thing. It just annoys me when people start getting in your face just because you said something to them. This kid called me 100 times in less than an hour, which is an annoyance because I got to get up and cross the room to where the phone's at to begin with. But then he logged into my YouTube channel and started posting, I'm going to post a message, you're nothing but a dickhead until you unblock me. Well, I had everything set to moderate. It never even went to the channel because I doesn't go to the channel till I approve it. So I just went in and blocked him there, and I blocked him on Twitch, but I'm giving it about a week, and he's going to come back at me, and then there you go. Out of dealing with the little twerp. So when I add people on Twitch anymore, on Steam, I always look how long they've been playing. They're relatively like a brand new Nick that's got less than 12 hours in the game. I'm not adding them. If they've only got 100 hours in the last 3 years, you don't play enough. I don't want to add you to be playing comp with you because you're not even playing the game that much. It's a waste of time. And unfortunately, this little stalker is the third one I've had so far. I don't get it, but it's there. There it is. It's definitely more annoying than the guys that get in game. Can I call you daddy? No. I don't want you to call me daddy. I'm not real fond of the connotation that whole thing lays forth in the actual scheme of things. Plus, I don't know you, kid. Why would I want you calling me daddy? That's just a little bit... So needless to say, no daddy stuff. Oh, well, see, now that's where I'm really actually really safe. I've seen all the videos on swatting. And apparently you didn't pay attention to what I said earlier. I have a customer base of 2,000 people. That's not the city I live in. That's the whole county. I have a police department of 5 officers. All 5 of them I have coffee with at morning every day. These guys all have been over here to get their computers fixed. If somebody called in, well, there's this computer, this guy over here on this address with it, he's got a bomb and he's threatening to blow up the school. The guys would drive out walking here, Nathan, what the fuck is this shit? It's an internet, it's what they call an internet joke called swatting, and they want me to be live on stream and you guys bust in the doors and aim guns at me and arrest me. Because, yeah, I have seen what some of these guys have been through. As a matter of fact, who is the one guy? I can tell you what he looks like, but I can't remember his name from my ass right now. Yeah, Poseidon. I've seen Ice Poseidon has been swatted 3 different times alone that I've seen. I know they've swatted this girl twice that I know of. But yeah, if they try to swat me where I'm located at, they're going to call me in as a bomb threat, and they're going to go, yeah, right, really? We know the man. We have breakfast with him. We know better. And we're all going to have a good laugh at their little stunt. And if they called in the FBI and sent the FBI to swat me, the nearest FBI location is 114 miles away. And they're going to contact the local police for backup, and the local police are going to go, that's our morning coffee guy, and he's not the bomber type. It's bullshit. It's a fake. So, yeah, swatting is not really that big a concern for me, because if anything, it'd be something exciting. I'd make it onto YouTube for something other than my own videos if I got swatted. I am not doing anything illegal, so I would literally walk out of it with like, guys, you fucked up. But overall, it's not something I consider a big issue, because, you know, it's just not going to affect me. And then even in my Steam profile, I'm listed as Computer Rehab, which is my company name. And because I want people, you know, if somebody wants to buy a gaming computer, I want to make it easy for them to contact me to spend money. If somebody wants to get tech support work and pay me for doing something to fix their machine, I got to be accessible. So, one of the prices I kind of got to pay. All right, you have a careful one. You be good at it. Don't do anything that gets you in trouble. And yeah, I'll be here all day broadcasting back and forth. Little half-hour breaks in between once in a while, just because, well, once in a while you need a break to get away from either a toxic room of players or whatnot. But I'll be here, and you be safe and be cool. And yeah, I'm always playing, so jump in a game with me or hit me up for some comp. Although I try not to comp between 8 in the morning and 6 o'clock at night, because if a customer shows up, I got to drop and run and do the customer thing, and comp is the one thing you just can't walk away from without taking a penalty for it. All right, I will take a look at that. My mom and dad were big bird people. I've had hummingbird feeders around the house since I was itty bitty, and finch feeders and bird feeders of every kind, and what ended up being more like squirrel feeders. But yeah, it's a good photograph. I wish I had a camera that good, but I don't currently have anything that's that good in an SLR camera at all, because closest good camera I've got's an iPhone 4S. Again, if I hit that lottery tonight, that'll change. But I ain't gonna hit the lottery. Yep. Got some good photos. There's, excuse me. Yeah, you got a lot of hummingbird pictures. That's cool. Yeah, my mom could have sat here for hours looking at the photos just because she was really, really big on the birds, especially the hummingbirds. And my dad, yeah. Matter of fact, if you believe in reincarnation, I would love for the fact for both of my parents to come back as hummingbirds and be flying around somebody's bird feeder having them a heyday. But that is what it is what it is. All right. Have a good one, man. And thank you for the link. I'll keep an eye on this and look at it. And you have a good day. And with that, I'm going to sign off of Twitch myself, and I will be back in about a half an hour or so. Y'all have fun. Twitch and YouTube both, actually. I'm signing off. And see you folks later. Peace.